gonna make some avocado hot process tonight. So the recipe has avocado oil, and it's also gonna have avocado puree and goat milk powder and aloe, and it's gonna be absolutely fabulous. So I used the double boiler. So I have a pot inside a pot of water, and the inside pot is not resting on the bottom pot. And we're gonna check temperatures because we need our oils within 10 degrees of our lye water. That's close. It's close. I'll show you. So in hot process, we have to have everything all prepared. So this is our avocado puree. I have half an avocado in here. There's half an avocado with coconut milk, aloe, goat's milk. It's gonna be really, really rich. And for color, I put in a little French green clay. And then, yeah, so I think we're gonna get started. We're gonna put our lye in here in a second. So in our lye, I added a teaspoon of salt per pound of oil that I'm using, and that's to give it a little bit of hardness, to make a harder bar of soap. So our lye has been dissolved in here, and we're going to pour it into our oils now. Very carefully. So our oils are hot. There's different temperatures that you can soap at, and the lower temperatures are the safest, and the warmer temperatures are going to be the quickest. And I have all these liquids that I'm adding after the cook. So I also have a good water discount here. And so things are going to move quickly. And if they don't, we'll just give it a little more heat. I use the crock pot sometimes, and if I'm doing a smaller batch, or if I just, occasionally I like to use a double boiler. If you have something that's moving really slow, the double boiler is not as convenient. But I'm hoping things will move quickly. I have on my safety gear, my gloves and my goggles. And I'm going to get the lye just mixed in a little bit here, and then I'm going to stick blend it. Put that here for now. Okay, so we're going to try to burp our stick blender and get it moving. So short bursts, and you'll see it start to emulsify right away. And depending on your temperatures, this can go quickly. So in hot process, you never leave it unless you're doing a really, really low temperature. But I would never leave it, period, because the soap could overflow. So what's lovely about hot process is you can see all the stages that the soap goes through. So right now we have emulsification, and then we're looking for a trace, and then I'll tell you about the other steps as we see them. We can stop the video, and I'm just going to put it on a very low heat and get it a little bit thicker. So in order to not burn out your stick blender, you're supposed to do 5 or 10-second bursts. So it's getting thicker. It's kind of like a thick pancake batter right now. So it's getting a little bit thick on me. So we're going to put it to bed. We're going to cover it either with a lid. I'm going to use saran wrap today. And cover it up and let it cook. So you want to be careful when you stick blend that it doesn't splash at you. Okay, so let's take a temperature here. So our batter's at 182 right now. And I'm going to put it on the heat and stir it. So there's two trains of thought about hot process. There's one school that says just let it cook, don't stir it. And then there's a more modern school of thought about stir it all the time so that it cooks evenly and you don't have any soap chunks sticking to the side. So it's about to go to the applesauce stage. And it really does look like applesauce. There you go. So I'm going to pause the video here and just cook it for a few minutes and come back. Cover it up. Put it to bed for a few minutes, but I'm not going to leave. I need to stay and watch it. Because it most likely will volcano. Not all batches volcano, but they usually do. And the soap will get so hot, it will puff up with heat, and the heat will escape in the form of a volcano. And you have to be right there to stir it down, or it will overflow and make a huge mess. Okay, so you don't want a live active mess all over the place. The other thing that's really nice about the saran wrap is that you can take a temperature right through the wrap. So right now my soap batter is at 161, almost 162. So it's getting hotter right now. Okay, it's up to 163 and it's getting hotter, and that's what we want it to do. We want it to cook. So we're just gonna watch it and see what happens. So I think I'll put a little timer on it. This part should take about 10 minutes. And that time varies. It varies about the temperature. So you want your oil temperature to match your lye temperature within 10 degrees. It's going to vary on your recipe, the size of the batch. There's many variables, but I've made this before, and I'm going to let it sit for about 10 minutes. So I'm going to turn the video off and we'll come back and see how it's doing. So our batter went through mashed potato stage. It never did volcano, maybe because I was stirring it a lot when I thought it was about to volcano. And now it's kind of like a honey colored Vaseline. And so we're going to stir this up and think about adding our additives. Okay, so we're somewhere between gel and mashed potatoes. Not exactly sure. I'm going to save a little bit of this to make it gold. So I have some gold mica here. And so I'm going to put some in there. Just a little bit for accent color. And stir that up. And if I need to, I did a water discount, so if I need to make this more fluid, I can add a little aloe or a little distilled water. You just want to make sure it's room temperature or a little bit warm. I think that's enough accent color. Add just a little bit of my warm water. Be careful when you're stirring so it doesn't splash up on you. Okay, so I'm going to cover this and set it aside. And hopefully it'll become more liquidy. And cover it with plastic wrap. Second accent color is activated charcoal. So we're going to put some here. I usually don't put enough and I get a gray. I would really like a black. I'm going to add just a little bit of this. And that's going to get nice and fluid, I can tell. But I need to move fast at this point. Okay, I have my activated charcoal. And this is my avocado. Coconut milk, aloe, lactic acid, a little bit of sugar to make things more fluid, I hope. I hope. Avocado puree. And that's going to give me a nice fluid batter. This is going to be the green part of our batter. It's already looking like an avocado milkshake. Have you ever had an avocado milkshake? They're delicious. Avocado is technically a fruit. Anything with seeds inside is technically a fruit. Avocado is a fruit that's very high in healthy fat. And in some countries it's treated as a fruit instead of a vegetable. In the United States we tend to think of it as a vegetable, but technically it's not. Ooh, so this batter is looking really very lovely. I'm going to get my mold ready. And I had my tall and skinny mold ready, and then I changed my mind. And I have a little slab mold ready. And I want to try to get some swirls. I'm going to put the avocado batter in each corner. And I'm just winging this. I didn't really have a plan for a design. And then this is my activated charcoal batter. And I hope I have a really nice black. So I'm going to put a dollop on each of the avocado dollops. Okay, and then I also wanted some of this gold. I usually like to leave all or most of the batter plain. So I'm being very adventuresome here for me. And what's going to happen is it may gel again and everything will get liquidy a second time. Okay, let's tap that out. And we'll do another layer. And maybe we'll swirl that now, just for the fun of it, because it's fun to swirl. Ooh. That's already looking a little bit interesting. Okay, but we have more. We have more batter. Get the spatula out of the way. Some more avocado. And this is avocado with charcoal. Tap that out. And the last of our gold mica. I would like to use all of it. I don't like to waste anything. So everyone, I always laugh, some of the people new to soaping are like, I want to start soaping, I'm going to save money. Soaping is not an inexpensive habit. You're not going to save money. But it's very wonderful and very addicting and very enjoyable. And I've made some lovely, lovely friends. Just from being online and being active in the soap groups. And I have soapers that I just adore, that I only know from watching all their videos. Tap that down, let everything kind of sink, and then swirl the top. And this soap is going to look very different than all my other soaps. And that's okay. I like to take risks and try new things. That's how we learn. And you never know. You just never know how it's going to come out. There's so many wonderful soapers out there. You can over swirl, which is I'm about at that part where I could be over swirling, but it's going to look marvelous. It's going to look fantastic and amazing. Okay, so I'm done with this one. I'm going to move it over here, and I have some more batter, so I need to go find a small mold real fast. I love activated charcoal. I put activated charcoal in almost every single soap I make. I like the way it feels on the bar. I like what it does for my skin. It has wonderful properties. I don't think I have any gold left, but maybe just a little tiny bit. I can always sprinkle some on top. Yeah, I don't really have enough gold to do anything on the top, but I can always sprinkle some on later. So we have a soap with olive oil. It has olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, mango seed butter, castor oil, and almond oil. And last time I made it, it has a wonderful lather. Now additives, I added some coconut milk after the cook, the pureed avocado, 1 ounce per pound of oils. I added a teaspoon of lactic acid and a teaspoon of goat milk powder per pound, and green French clay. I put salt in, because it's a fairly soft recipe, so I put salt in my lye water, and I put sugar in with my avocado, goat's milk, and aloe, and that was to help keep a more fluid batter. So thanks for joining me. If you have questions, comments, please, make one below. I'm excited that you joined me. Thank you for watching my other videos. My daughter helps me edit everything, but I actually was more active in the last one. And it's really fun adding music and just connecting with all of you and just soaping in front of an audience. And so happy, subscribe if you like, and watch soap videos. Thank you. Bye-bye.